Good morning, crafters. Hello from Paper Fire. In fact, I should say happy Thanksgiving. My husband is in the kitchen putting the finishing touches on the turkey, so I snuck into my studio this morning and thought, I'm going to get this video done. So I have a couple of Christmas journals to share with you, and I've already put some pictures up, and I thought I would do a flip through real quick of one of the Christmas journals that I have finished, and one of them that's a little unique that I'm going to put up in my Etsy shop as well. So let me show you the first one. This is called the Merry Christmas Journal. And oh, I had so much fun making this journal in all these colors that I love. And it is a hardback journal. And it's got a little bit of everything in here. On the cover, it's got a beautiful fabric snippet that I've made, and I've had these in my stash. I decided to add them on the cover. Of course, we've got some of the little vintage girls from Dreams, etc., that eclectic Christmas collection. And then my girlfriend for my birthday gave me a garland full of these beautiful, I don't know if you can see that, the snowflake cutouts. Oh, they're just beautiful. So I used a couple of those on the spine and put some beautiful lace on the back to accentuate that. And did a Merry Christmas fabric little sign on the front, added some buttons on. And loved the cover, thought it would make a great vintage cover. So I want to, as we go through this, I want to explain the design of this. I think sometimes we think about junk journals and everybody's just throwing stuff in and not thinking about how we design a journal. And so I thought for a couple of you who have asked me questions about how I put a book together, I thought I would go ahead and explain some thought around how I designed this journal. So, my personal preference is that when you open a journal, that the opening page should set a tone, for your journal. It's what I call the impact page. And my personal preference, and a lot of you have different opinions and you do it totally different, and I understand that. I don't really want the opening page of a journal to do anything. My personal preference is to put pockets in and things that pull out. I just want the opening page to be an impact page. I just want you to look at it and go, wow, and to read. This is one of the Anna Griffin. She has cards, and I took this out of the card sentiment. It's not what is under the tree that matters, but who is gathered around it. It looks like a belly band, but it's not. It doesn't do anything. It's just there for impact. So I use the paper to continue over to the front page to draw your eye both ways in the opening page. And then as we turn the page, it now starts where you can journal, do tags, do some ephemera, and here's where things can start happening. Now again, did a little notebook pad of just some cutouts. You can just see some extra paper that I had, and you'll see some of the Stamperia paper used throughout, and another little tag there in the double pocket. These were some little tags that I got, I think it was from Tuesday Morning. They had a bunch of those tags. Then I did some collaging over a glassine bag and used some tulle over that. Just kind of had a place to journal, used some beautiful lace around there. And I had some vintage papers for journaling. Again, this is pretty old, so I used washi tape to reinforce that middle. Ledger paper. This idea I got from Miss Coggs. She showed us about using the ribbon that you have for Christmas and use it as a belly band. And here I just used that Tim Holtz beautiful pine stamp. Goes on front to back, and I just folded that up and used some of the papers, the vintage papers in there to make a little notebook. Again, some of that Stamperia paper. Here's a tuck used with the burlap. And coffee dyed doily, ledger paper. And here is a little tuck spot here with a card. These were tags that I made, I guess it was last year. These are those Tim Holtz stamps that were from last year. Let me see if you could see that a little better. And again, collaged it with some of Tim Holtz. But then what I did in the glassine bag here is I gave you more of the tags. So I thought there's 4 or 5 of them in there. I thought if you wanted to use them on packages or maybe use them even more in your journal. Then I did a fabric flip. And I always like to anchor down my fabric flips. Sometimes they have a tendency to pull when you don't anchor them down. So I did a milk bottle cap and did some writing paper underneath, did a little collaging at the top so that the fabric can slide under that and be stationary so it holds in place. And then here's the middle of the signature, and I use that for the snowflakes to kind of accentuate the middle, and the 2 tags in the middle for just some writing. And of course, here's our wish list that it's going to be Christmas time, so write your wish list. Here is the other side of that glassine with a vintage postcard. And I believe it was Gail had, in making ephemera, she had the Project Life cards and showed us how to make that with a little tag that slides in the Project Life cards. So I made those with adding some lace to the side, and those just clip on with a little clip there, doily. Now these I made with these unique envelopes that I found at an estate sale, and this just pulls off, and the other side has a beautiful tag in it, and this is just a envelope here, and again this just slides over the page like that. It has some eyelash trim and sari silk over the top. And some vintage paper, some ledger, and this I put a doily over both sides of this old vintage paper, so it becomes a double tuck. So this side pulls down on this side, and then a vintage postcard pulls down on that side. So that becomes a double tuck on that page. And this one, I know we've seen that it opens up for some journaling space there. I used, again, those gift tags that I got at Tuesday Morning. This is just covered with a napkin that I got, again, at Tuesday Morning as well. And, again, just a little tuck spot here with that beautiful Stamperia paper. Now, this is something again about design. When I move from one signature to the next, you're going to see here that I want to draw the eye. I want to pull the person from one signature to the next. You can do that with your paper. You can do that with picture. You can do that with design. So you can see here that this is one whole picture of a barn with trees, and all I did was trim it and continue it into the next signature. And then I made it interactive so that I've added a tag here that again you can do writing on the back that brings your eye over to the next page. And then I've added a little tag here that says, or a little label here that says Merry Christmas. So again, you can see that it's signature number 1. Now we're moving into signature number 2. This one looks like the front, and another quote, "Christmas is forever, not just one day, because loving and giving are not meant to be hidden away." Great thought as we move into the second signature. And this one is a belly band. I made this one functional for you to slide in maybe a photo of your time, your memories of this Christmas 2019. And these are just places for pictures. And then we get over into another glassine bag with a beautiful picture. I've got the word cherish, some collaging here, another one of those beautiful snowflakes here brought over, ledger paper. Again, another one of these with the little tag that can fit in place for writing. Beautiful doily. Now I've also included in here some of your very own snowflakes. So you are going to get some, and this is a garland of snowflakes that you can add somewhere on a project, or maybe you want to add back into this journal somewhere else. So I've included some in your glassine bag. And here's another fabric tuck, again held down by the bottle cap. There we go. And that's secured down. And then this is a tuck. This is one of the ones, I think Susie over at Sophie's Notes, she was talking to us about, where the actual places to write and it folds up at the bottom instead of the top. And this is just the fabric part of the fabric tuck pulled over to this side, and it becomes a tuck on the other side of the page. So again, double function there. Beautiful paper. Bingo card, used one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls there, and used that to create just a little writing notebook there that slides in with some washi tape. And here's your snowflake garland on this side. A little postcard with some collaging on the glassine bag. The back side of that doily. And again, here's another one of those double tucks. Made a tag that slides in there. Another one of the vintage ledger. This one is a tuck, again with just one of the vintage Santas. It's beautiful. And this belly band is done on burlap, and I used some of the beautiful laces. They're just gorgeous, and a place to journal. And then a couple of places to finish your journal, and ending with some of the backside vintage papers there. Again, you could end with, you know, a main picture from your 2019 Christmas adventure. So this one was so fun to make. I really enjoyed it. I did a sari silk closure here for you to tie. And again, all of the tags have a lot of the sari silk on them. Eyelash trim. So that one is up in my Etsy shop right now, but I did something different with the second one, and basically because I ran out of time. But I made this one, and I want to show you, for those of you who look at these elements in here and you may have some creative ideas. I'm going to put this in my Etsy shop as a package, and this one will come with its own kit. So you will receive the sari silk that ties this journal together, and this one is a soft cover. It's got its own binding, and it opens like this, and inside it's got a one signature journal, and within it are some of the same pages. It has its wish list, has some of the same pages, glassine bag, the doily. You'll recognize these pages. There's a pocket here, the center, doily, coffee stain papers, the glassine bag, musical papers, beautiful Christmas papers, and then the coffee stain papers. And the back and the front have the same beautiful paper. Now, here's the key. In this kit, here's what you're going to receive. I've made up a kit that's going to include trim, Merry Christmas trim. It's going to include, and you saw these in that other journal, it's going to include, let's ones together, 3 of the sparkle tags. It's going to include 1 for a belly band. This is the Christmas ribbon that could be a belly band. I'm also including some of the Dreams, etc. little girls that were in the other journal. I'm including a vintage postcard for you to use if you want to put it in your glassine bag. Oh, you know what? There's one thing I forgot to show you in the other journal, but I'll show you in a minute. I made a bookmark. I forgot to show you the bookmark in the other journal. This is made out of a junk mail envelope, as you can see. That will also be included in this journal, which you could put it in the middle of the journal. You could put it wherever you wanted. That will also be included. This wish list will also be included. And here's all your napkins. Farm Fresh. This is the beautiful Christmas tree that I used. And this is the red one that was gorgeous. This one that says joy. And then this one is the larger version of this one. So they come in two sizes here. So all those napkins are going to be included as well. So those are the elements that you can build into your journal. But wait, there's more. I also know that when you're building a journal, you also need some papers to fill in. Let me move this over here. So I am including some of the papers for round tuck spots. And again, these all go with the theme. You can use these in there. You can use either side of that in there. And then these papers will all be included. This beautiful, oh, I love this one. Again, this matches in there, so you can continue to take this throughout. Some more coffee dyed paper. Some more Christmas trees. This beautiful Christmas paper. There's 2 sheets of that because you might want to use the back side there. And some more of that Stamperia paper as well. So all of this will be boxed up along with your journal. And so basically I'm calling this the Naked Christmas Journal. And you will be able to have fun putting together your own thoughts in your own style to be able to create maybe your December daily or your own journal for your memories for 2019. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I think our turkey is almost done. So I'm going to go enjoy some family time and have the most wonderful Thanksgiving meal. And I hope that you do the same. And I don't know if I will have another video out in December. It is a very busy month. But whatever our time brings us for 2019, I hope it has been a wonderful year for you. But boy, I am looking forward to 2020. Thanks, you all.